W.F. House presents an unabridged recording of the classified Dossier, Sherlock Holmes and Dorian Gray, by Klaver, narrated by Russ Bain. Part 1. The Adventure of the Sinister Circus. Chapter 1. A Letter from the Enemy. I came down to our sitting room one evening to find my good friend Mr. Sherlock Holmes, whom I have often touted as the greatest detective who has walked this earth, seated at our dining table and glaring at an envelope. "The clever fiend," Holmes muttered without looking up. "He's had someone else address it so that I can't see his handwriting." "We have a new case?" I asked as I lifted a teacup from the sideboard and helped myself to some of the contents of the teapot with the red ribbon. Holmes was clearly nursing a foul temper over some aspect of this new case, but I couldn't help but appreciate the timing, since the only time Holmes was in worse spirits than when he had a vexing case was when he had no case at all, and things had been abysmally slow this week. Rain pattered at the window, indicating another cold and dismal night. I sipped at my cup, while I peered over his shoulder at the letter. "Which clever fiend is it, Holmes? I had thought most of the men you honour with that title to be quite out of commission." Sherlock Holmes glared back at me, then sighed. "Not quite." He handed the envelope back over his head to me in an imperious gesture, without looking in my direction. "Is this a woman's handwriting?" I asked in surprise. I laid the envelope on the table. "Yes," Holmes said with asperity. "You can see that she has used one of the atrocious bank pens. Also, the fiend has not used any of his regular minions, for the woman in question doesn't know our address, so not one of your faithful readers either. Both the pens are dull and atrocious, as I said, but the one she used for our address is slightly less so than the first, so there was a space of time between the writing of the first line and the second, probably when she consulted a notebook or the like to remind herself where I lived. I am familiar with the handwriting of most of his lackeys, so he had to range far and wide to find this one." "Who is this mastermind you keep alluding to?" I asked. "We have seen the likes of Colonel Moran and Baron Gruner turn their hands to our destruction, to say nothing of Moriarty, Van Helsing, Ezra Griffin, and the fleets. How much worse could this person be?" "Far worse," Holmes said with dark and dramatic overtones. "He may not have our destruction as his aim. He is far more cunning. He has familial ties that he will ruthlessly twist to further his machinations." "Familial?" I said. "This is Mycroft we're discussing." "None other," Holmes said. I frowned.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?